Hey warrior, while you're busy being nice, someone else is getting what you want. While you're waiting for fairness, others are writing the rules. Here's the brutal truth nobody talks about. Society isn't a playground where good people get rewarded. It's a chess game where the smartest players win and the naive ones get crushed. Right now, someone is using psychological strategies to get ahead of you. They understand what you don't. That power isn't given, it's taken. That respect isn't earned through kindness alone, it's commanded through strength. And while you're playing checkers, they're playing chess with your life. You think the world operates on fairness? Look around. The person who speaks the loudest gets heard. The one who plays the game best gets the prize. And the one who understands human nature gets everything they want. I'm about to share 8 dark psychological strategies that the powerful use to dominate, influence, and win. Strategies most people will never understand because they're too busy believing in fairy tales about how the world should work instead of how it actually works. These aren't feel-good tips from your favorite motivational speaker. These are cold, calculated methods based on centuries of human behavior, refined by the master strategist Niccolò Machiavelli, and proven by every person who's ever risen to real power. You're going to learn how society really operates behind the polite smiles and fake promises. You'll discover why your good intentions are being used against you, and how to flip the script so you're the one writing the rules instead of following them. By the end of this video, you'll see through the lies everyone tells themselves about success, relationships, and power. You'll understand why nice guys finish last, and more importantly, you'll know exactly how to finish first without compromising your core values. But here's what I need from you first. Before we dive into these 8 game-changing strategies, I want you to make a commitment to yourself and drop this affirmation in the comments. I choose power over pity. Ready? Let's destroy some illusions and build some real power. Number 1. Understand society's hidden rules. Here's what they don't want you to know. Society has 2 sets of rules, the ones they teach you in school and the ones that actually matter. The public rules sound nice. Work hard, be honest, treat everyone fairly, and success will follow. These rules exist to keep most people in line, following orders, and competing for scraps, while the real players operate by a completely different playbook. The hidden rules. People respect strength more than kindness. They follow confidence more than competence. They reward those who make them feel something, not those who do everything right. And here's the kicker. They'll punish you for being too honest if that honesty threatens their comfort. Think about your workplace. Who gets promoted? The hardest worker or the one who makes the boss feel important? The most qualified person or the one who knows how to play office politics? The honest employee or the one who knows when to speak and when to stay silent? Every social group, from your friend circle to Fortune 500 companies, operates on unspoken hierarchies. There's always someone calling the shots, someone setting the tone, and someone everyone else looks to for approval. If you don't recognize who that person is, you're probably not them. The people who win understand that society is a game of perception, not merit. They know that how others see you matters more than how good you actually are at your job. They've figured out that emotional reactions drive decisions, not logical arguments. Machiavelli once said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." This means your reputation is more valuable than your reality. People make decisions about you based on the image you project, not the person you are behind closed doors. So stop playing by the public rules that keep you small. Start recognizing the hidden patterns that govern how people really behave. Watch who gets listened to in meetings, who gets invited to important events, who gets their calls returned. These people aren't necessarily the smartest or most talented. They're the ones who understand the real game being played. Your first strategic move. Stop expecting the world to be fair and start learning how it actually works. Number 2, strategic self-improvement is the only kind that matters. Most people approach self-improvement like they're collecting participation trophies. They read books to feel smart, go to the gym to feel disciplined, and attend seminars to feel motivated. But feeling better about yourself isn't the same as becoming more powerful. Strategic self-improvement isn't about becoming a better person. It's about becoming a more effective person. Every skill you develop, every habit you build, every weakness you eliminate should serve a larger purpose, increasing your ability to get what you want. Ask yourself, does this make me stronger, smarter, or more influential? If the answer is no, you're wasting time on hobbies, not building power. The powerful don't improve themselves for self-satisfaction. They do it to gain advantages. They learn public speaking not to overcome shyness, but to command rooms. They build physical strength, not just for health, but for the confidence it projects. They develop emotional control not to feel better, but to never let others see them weak. Every successful person I've studied has one thing in common. They turned their personal development into a strategic weapon. They identified the exact skills that would give them leverage in their field. Then they mastered those skills while everyone else was scattered across a dozen different self-help trends. You're not trying to become the best version of yourself. You're trying to become the version of yourself that gets results in the real world. Sometimes that means being less nice. Sometimes it means being more calculating. Sometimes it means choosing effectiveness over authenticity. Machiavelli once said, "The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. One must therefore be a fox to recognize traps, and a lion to frighten wolves." Your improvement strategy should make you both clever enough to avoid traps and strong enough to face threats head-on. Stop improving yourself randomly. Start building yourself strategically. Identify the 3 most important areas where better skills would give you more power. Then focus everything there. Cut out the rest. Your time is limited, and your competition isn't waiting for you to figure this out. Number 3. Building bulletproof self-esteem through dominance, not validation. Your self-esteem is under attack every single day, and you don't even realize it. Social media shows you people with better lives. Your boss treats you like you're replaceable. Your family questions your decisions. Society tells you you're not enough unless you buy this, look like that, or achieve something else. Most people try to fix their self-esteem by seeking validation from others. They post pictures hoping for likes, work overtime hoping for praise, and bend over backward hoping for approval. But validation-based self-esteem is like building a house on quicksand. It'll collapse the moment someone stops feeding your ego. Real self-esteem comes from dominance over your own life. It comes from knowing you can handle whatever comes your way, get what you want despite obstacles, and never need permission from anyone to feel good about yourself. You start winning small battles with yourself. You make promises to yourself and keep them. You set standards for your life and enforce them. You stop asking for opinions you don't need and start trusting your own judgment. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you're building real confidence. Every time you stand up for yourself instead of staying quiet, you're proving you can be trusted to protect your own interests. Every time you achieve something through your own effort, you're creating evidence that you're capable of getting results. But here's the part they won't tell you. Sometimes building bulletproof self-esteem means disappointing people. It means saying no when others want you to say yes. It means pursuing your goals even when friends and family don't understand. It means being willing to be disliked by some people so you can respect yourself. Machiavelli once said, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." Apply this to your relationship with yourself. It's better to respect yourself through your actions than to love yourself through empty affirmations. Stop seeking validation from people whose approval won't change your life. Start building a track record of keeping promises to yourself, achieving goals despite obstacles, and never compromising on what matters most to you. That's where unshakable confidence comes from. Number 4. The art of strategic thinking, seeing 3 moves ahead. While most people react to what's happening right now, strategic thinkers are already planning for what's coming next. They understand that every action creates a reaction, every decision opens some doors while closing others, and every move on the chessboard changes the entire game. This is why you feel like you're always playing catch-up, while others seem to effortlessly stay ahead. They're not smarter than you. They're thinking further ahead than you. Strategic thinking starts with a simple question. Then what? Someone offers you a job. Then what? You start dating someone new. Then what? You make this investment. Then what? You have this conversation. Then what? Most people stop at the immediate outcome. Strategic thinkers trace the chain of consequences 3, 4, 5 moves ahead. They consider not just what they want to happen, but what could go wrong, how others might react, and what options they want to keep open for the future. Here's how this plays out in real life. When you're in a meeting and someone proposes a new project, everyone else is thinking about whether it's a good idea. The strategic thinker is already calculating who would lead it, how it would affect team dynamics, what resources it would require, and how success or failure would impact their own career trajectory. When you're dealing with a difficult person, most people focus on the current conflict. The strategic thinker is already planning how to either neutralize that person's ability to cause problems or position themselves to benefit regardless of what that person does. This doesn't mean you become paranoid or manipulative. It means you become prepared. You think through scenarios. You have backup plans. You consider how your actions today will affect your options tomorrow. Machiavelli once said, "The wise man does at once what the fool does finally." Strategic thinkers make difficult decisions early when they still have the most options, instead of waiting until they're forced into corners with limited choices. Start practicing this immediately. Before you make any significant decision, write down 3 possible outcomes and how you'd handle each one. Before you enter any important situation, consider what the other person wants, what they fear, and how you can position yourself to achieve your goals, regardless of how they respond. Number 5. Developing unbreakable inner strength. Strength isn't about how much weight you can lift or how loud you can yell. Real strength is psychological. It's your ability to stay calm under pressure, make hard decisions without second-guessing yourself, and keep moving toward your goals, even when everything seems to be going wrong. Most people's inner strength is fake. It depends on good weather, supportive friends, stable circumstances, and things going according to plan. The moment life throws them a curveball, they crumble. Their confidence disappears. Their decision-making falls apart. They start seeking comfort instead of solutions. Unbreakable inner strength comes from deliberately putting yourself in challenging situations and proving to yourself that you can handle them. It comes from facing your fears instead of avoiding them, tackling difficult problems instead of hoping they'll solve themselves, and choosing the hard path when it leads where you want to go. Every time you do something that scares you and survive it, you become stronger. Every time you face a setback and figure out how to move forward anyway, you build resilience. Every time you make a tough decision and accept the consequences, you develop the kind of inner strength that can't be shaken by external circumstances. But here's what separates truly strong people from those who just think they're strong. They understand that strength is built in private. The work you do when nobody's watching determines what you're capable of when everyone is watching. Strong people have daily practices that build mental toughness. They exercise not just for their body, but for the discipline. They read not just for information, but to train their mind. They take on challenges not because they have to, but because they know each challenge makes them more capable. Machiavelli once said, "Every man who attacks my state is my enemy, and I can have no worse enemies than those who attack the foundations of my state." Apply this to your inner strength. Every time you give in to weakness, you're attacking your own foundation. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you're making yourself more vulnerable to future challenges. Stop looking for easy paths. Start building your capacity to handle difficult paths. The strength you develop facing small challenges today becomes the foundation for handling major crises tomorrow. Number 6. Mastering psychological dominance without aggression. Dominance isn't about bullying, intimidating, or forcing people to do what you want. That's what weak people do when they don't understand real power. True psychological dominance is about becoming the kind of person others naturally defer to, listen to, and respect. It starts with how you carry yourself. Dominant people take up space confidently. They speak clearly and directly. They make eye contact. They don't fidget, apologize unnecessarily, or seek permission for their own opinions. Their body language says, "I belong here," before they even speak. But physical presence is just the foundation. Mental dominance comes from being the calmest person in the room during chaos, the most prepared person in important situations, and the one who consistently makes the best decisions under pressure. Here's what people don't understand about dominance. It's not about controlling others. It's about controlling yourself so completely that others instinctively recognize your strength. When you never lose your cool, people see you as reliable. When you consistently deliver on your promises, people see you as trustworthy. When you handle problems without complaining, people see you as capable. Dominant people also understand the power of setting boundaries and enforcing them consistently. They don't negotiate with people who don't respect their time. They don't argue with people who aren't arguing in good faith. They don't explain themselves to people who don't have the right to demand explanations. This creates a psychological effect. People learn that there are consequences for testing you, not punishment or retaliation, but natural consequences. Cross your boundaries and you simply remove access to yourself. Waste your time and you become unavailable. Disrespect you and you withdraw your energy and attention. Machiavelli once said, "Men willingly believe what they wish to believe." Dominant people understand this and use it strategically. They present themselves in ways that make others want to believe in their competence, their reliability, and their value. The goal isn't to make people fear you. It's to make them respect you so much that challenging you feels pointless. When you've built real psychological dominance, people naturally align with your interests because they recognize that you're the kind of person who gets things done. Number 7. Cultivating magnetic confidence that draws power to you. Confidence isn't just believing in yourself. It's projecting that belief so clearly that others start believing in you too. Magnetic confidence is the kind that makes people want to follow your lead, trust your judgment, and be associated with your success. Most people's confidence is defensive. They try to prove they're good enough, smart enough, or worthy enough. But defensive confidence repels power because it communicates insecurity. Magnetic confidence is offensive. It assumes competence and expects respect. Here's the difference. Defensive confidence says, "Please believe I can do this." Magnetic confidence says, "Here's how we're going to do this." Defensive confidence seeks validation. Magnetic confidence provides direction. You build magnetic confidence by consistently delivering results and then letting those results speak for themselves. Every goal you achieve, every problem you solve, every challenge you overcome becomes evidence of your capabilities. This evidence gives you the right to be confident because your confidence is based on reality, not hope. But here's the advanced level. Magnetic confidence also comes from being comfortable with what you don't know and willing to figure it out. Instead of pretending to have all the answers, you become the person who finds the answers. Instead of avoiding challenges that might expose your weaknesses, you take on challenges that will force you to get stronger. Confident people also understand the power of controlled vulnerability. They're not afraid to admit when they're wrong, ask for help when they need it, or acknowledge their limitations. This counterintuitively makes them more trustworthy and more magnetic because people can see they're secure enough to be honest. Machiavelli once said, "The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him." Magnetic confidence attracts quality people because confident people make others feel confident. When you project strength and competence, people want to be on your team. Stop trying to convince people you're confident. Start building the track record, skills, and mental strength that give you legitimate reasons to be confident. Then let that confidence draw opportunities, relationships, and resources toward you naturally. Number 8. The ultimate power of strategic silence. In a world where everyone's fighting to be heard, silence has become the ultimate power move. While others are talking themselves out of opportunities, revealing their weaknesses, and giving away their strategies, strategic silence makes you mysterious, thoughtful, and dangerous. Most people are terrified of silence. They fill every pause with words, explain every decision, and share every thought. They think more words equal more influence. But the opposite is true. The more you talk, the more you reveal. The more you reveal, the more others can use against you. Strategic silence isn't about being antisocial or mysterious for the sake of it. It's about understanding that information is power, and when you control what you share, and when you share it, you control the flow of power in every interaction. Here's how this works. When someone asks you a question you don't want to answer, instead of lying or making excuses, you simply pause, maintain eye contact, and let the silence do the work. Most people will either withdraw the question or fill the silence themselves, often revealing more than they intended. When you're in negotiations, the person who speaks first after the offer is made is usually the one who makes concessions. When you're in conflicts, the person who stays calm while others get emotional automatically has the advantage. When you're building relationships, the person who listens more than they talk learns everyone else's weaknesses and desires. Strategic silence also means keeping your plans to yourself until you're ready to execute them. Don't announce your goals, achieve them. Don't explain your strategies, implement them. Don't justify your decisions, make them, and let the results speak. This creates an aura of competence and mystery that makes people respect you more. They can't predict your moves, can't gossip about your business, and can't offer unwanted advice about situations they don't understand. Machiavelli once said, "Never was anything great achieved without danger." The danger of strategic silence is that people might misunderstand you, but the power you gain from being underestimated, unpredictable, and in control of your own narrative far outweighs that risk. Stop explaining yourself to people who don't need explanations. Stop sharing information that doesn't benefit you. Stop talking when listening would give you an advantage. Master the art of strategic silence and watch as people start treating your words like they actually matter. You now know what most people will spend their entire lives never understanding. Society isn't fair, but it is predictable. People don't respond to logic. They respond to strength, confidence, and strategic thinking. And power isn't evil. It's necessary. These 8 strategies aren't about becoming a different person. They're about becoming a more effective version of who you already are. They're about understanding the real rules of the game instead of playing by fake rules that keep you powerless. Here's your challenge. Pick one of these 8 strategies and implement it this week. Not next month, not when you feel ready, but this week. Because knowledge without action is just entertainment. And you didn't watch this video to be entertained. You watched it because you're tired of being outmaneuvered by people who aren't smarter than you. They just understand the game better. Now, you understand it too. The question is, what are you going to do with this understanding? If this video opened your eyes to how power really works, hit that like button and subscribe for more strategies they don't teach in school. And drop a comment letting me know which of these 8 tips you're going to implement first. Remember, in a world full of people playing by the wrong rules, understanding the right ones makes you unstoppable. The choice is yours. Stay naive and get played, or get strategic and start winning. The game is already being played. The only question is whether you're going to be a player or a pawn.